Question 2. Consider line AB, which contains the points A at 1, -2, and B at 2, 3. A, what is the slope of the line? B, what is the y-intercept of the line? And C, what is the equation of the line written in slope-intercept form? Okay, so if I did not know these, slope, so what is the slope? This is what I picked out. The first one is slope of the line. The second one, they want to know the y-intercept. And the last one is an equation in slope-intercept form. So that's what I picked out from those. So I would go up to the key terms if I didn't know what these were, and I would look for the slope right there. Click on slope. A measure that indicates how slanted a line is. Okay, that's not going to tell me how to find it. So if I clicked on slope formula, a formula that uses the coordinates of 2 points on a line to determine the slope of a line. Given point A at the x-coordinate, y-coordinate, and B at an x-coordinate and a y-coordinate, the slope m of the line through these points is m equals y2 minus y1. So the second y-coordinate minus the first y-coordinate, and x2 minus x1, the second x-coordinate minus the first x-coordinate. So I would remember that. And then the y-intercept, again, I'm looking at the picture because that's where my strong point is visual. So I notice the y-intercept is located right here where this line intercepts the y-axis. So I notice that it is 0, b, because 0 is the x-coordinate. And then I'm looking for slope-intercept form, and notice right there, slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b, where m is the slope and b is y-intercept. So noticing this form, I'm realizing that the slope right here, m, will be replacing this value here. The y-intercept, b, the y value of it, will be replacing it right there. So these two are what's helping me create this equation. So if I go back to the question, there's another way that I like to count slope. I also remember that slope is equal to the rise over the run. If I'm given a graph, this is much more helpful for me, because rise means vertical change and run is horizontal change. So rise, vertical change, and run is horizontal change. Okay, so I can do that graphically from point A to point B. So I'm just going to count up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So up 5 units. So the slope, m, is equal to 5 divided by, what is the run? Well, how far over on the x-axis would I have to go? So I went up 5. How far over would I have to go to reach point B? I would have to go over 1 unit. So 5 divided, so the run is 1. So 5 divided by 1 reduces down to 5. So that is the slope. So I'm looking for A5. So now the y-intercept is what it wants for B. And so the y-intercept, I'm going to look on the y-axis right here, and I want to see where the line intercepts, and it hits it right here at this point, -7. So the y-intercept for this question is 0, -7. So I'm looking for 0, -7 for B. Now the equation for the slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So m is our slope, which we found was 5. So wherever m is, I'm replacing it with 5. And b is -7. So wherever b is, I'm going to write -7. And 5x plus a -7 can be rewritten as 5x minus 7. So I'm looking for an equation y equals 5x minus 7. Right there, y equals 5x minus 7. All right, so that's how I would go through this question. Notice that the first thing that the slope had given me was a formula. I didn't use the formula because I fundamentally understood what slope means. Slope means the vertical change divided by the horizontal change. So knowing that, I was able to just count places on a coordinate graph and not use a formula.